We'll give new parents £10,000 free life cover until baby's first birthday. We'll get you home safely, if your car can't.
There's somebody downstairs.
Don't worry. We'll be with you in 2 hours to secure your home. If you're diagnosed with cancer, we'll arrange experienced, dedicated support.
Lovely.
And when you're about to retire, our expert online guidance can help you make the most of your money. When the big things happen in life, little things matter.
Not at early stage.
In today's other tie, non-league Mansfield Town aimed to cause an upset by beating Liverpool, and Andy Murray's retained his Brisbane International Tennis title. Murray beat Grigor Dimitrov of Bulgaria in the final in straight sets. That's the latest. I'm Kelly Withers.
Anyone organising something over the weekend of January 11th to the 13th may get a few more no-shows than normal.
Budgie has a migraine, I'm afraid.
Oh, my planets aren't aligned, sorry.
We're still looking for the TV remote. Because that weekend is your chance to test drive the new Volkswagen Golf. Order yours then using our finance and get up to 3 years free servicing. So, make your excuses and visit a Volkswagen retailer from Friday 11th to Sunday the 13th of January. Representative 6.4% APR. Conditions apply.
The Jazz FM Snow Report. Sponsored by Club Med. Premium all-inclusive holidays.
Almost all resorts in France are bathed in glorious sunshine, with mild temperatures on the lower mountain, and that good weather's expected to last for the next few days. Across the rest of Europe, many resorts have felt the benefit of fresh snowfall during the New Year period, and conditions for skiing are generally good. The weather in Austria has been changeable, but that's expected to improve with clear skies and low temperatures, keeping many pistes in great condition. The Canadian resorts of Banff, Whistler and Fernie are enjoying fantastic snow conditions and a great mix of sunny skies and low temperatures. More snow is expected to fall in the next few days. And on the east coast of the USA, there's great powder skiing available, with resorts covered in sunshine after heavy Christmas snow. I'm Kevin Hatcher.
The Jazz FM Snow Report with Club Med, offering you the most comprehensive ski packages. Jazz Travels with Robbie Vincent.
Jazz FM's listening colour.
The experts. Highs in the mid to upper 80s with winds out of the northwest at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Tonight, clear and cool, lows in the low 60s.
New York, New York, New York, New York, New York. Riding the subways, running with people, up in Harlem, down on Broadway.
$7 was...
The Big Apple, brother, New York City. I thought you were talking about...
York afternoon. Took a subway. Went to the village Chinatown and walked down Broadway. On a day in June.
Stroll in the park, what a lovely, lovely feeling. Get a hold of you, and Mojave, get a reading.
This is our day. Here in Manhattan, everyone is part of our play. New York afternoon. Walk through the art show in Washington Square. The sun jazz on the Lower East Side. We'll remember when skies are gray and snow is falling in December. New York afternoon. This will be the one day. New York afternoon. Watching the sun set across Central Park as the skyline goes like a June. I really dig our city home. Place to be on a New York afternoon. New York afternoon.
New York afternoon, Mondo Kane. Robbie Vincent with Jazz Travels. That means travel, and it means good music too. We've had some great guests during 2012. It's been a great year for me looking after temporarily Jazz Travels. Been an even better year for Gregory Porter. And don't forget, later this month, we have the Jazz FM Awards, and he's been nominated for one of them. But what a year, Gregory.
Yes, it's been great, particularly in the UK. There's been a real, the only word I can use is like love and appreciation for what I do musically and my perspective on music and jazz. So it's been very, very cool.
In my chat with Gregory Porter, we of course asked for some guidance, some help, and a tour of his hometown of New York. And one of the things I wanted to know from someone who actually lives in that great city is a favourite view.
You know where I go just to absorb the beauty of the city is the promenade in Brooklyn, and it's just it's a view of both bridges that come in to Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Bridge and the Manhattan Bridge. Just a beautiful view, and a beautiful view of Lower Manhattan. In order to enjoy Manhattan properly and enjoy the view properly, you have to get away from it. And Brooklyn is, a beautiful place to take a look at it. And there's great restaurants there. And
But when we're in Brooklyn looking at the bridges and Lower Manhattan, when do we go? Do we go at the night? Is it better at night?
Yeah.
Is it better early in the morning? Do you look for the sun to rise?
Yeah.
When there is some, of course.
Yeah.
When would you go? Time of day can be important.
I say, around this time of year, I say 6, when it just starts to get dark. Man, so you can catch a little bit of the light, but the city I think is the most attractive at night. And the bridge is kind of light the city up. It lights the building at the end of the bridge going into Manhattan. So it's not dark, there's plenty to see. And at nighttime is the best time. Yeah.
And is this your thinking view, or when it's thinking time, Do you have somewhere else to go that inspires you and helps you think?
Yeah, well, I'm a morning walker, and that's when I do the majority of my writing. And New York is amazing very early in the morning, and it's quiet. It's unbelievably quiet. It's almost like it feels like a sleeping giant. You think there would be more people. I sometimes when I go into the city early in the morning, I'm like, wow, this is New York City. Where are all the people? And that's when you can ride your bike down the middle of of these busy streets that are normally busy, and there's not really anybody there. And sometimes when a giant is sleeping, you can really see some really interesting things, because sometimes when there's a bunch of people on the streets, you really are focusing on the people that are around you. But when there's no people, then your eyes go up, and you're looking at the incredible architecture and these canyons and these vistas. When there's no people, you can see, yes, the street in front of you, but when there's no people, you can see 20, 30, 40 blocks, and it's like the view of that is what really makes New York extraordinary. I used to have a gig on 149th and St. Nicholas, and the gig would end at about 3 o'clock in the morning. And I had this group of friends, 2 or 3 friends, and they would come to my gig, and we would ride home after the gig at 3 o'clock in the morning through Manhattan, and the streets are empty. And so you just, if you can find the streets that are a good coaster, it's just a beautiful view of the city. And you're talking to each other, and the city's passing you by, the wind is blowing. On a summer night, it's unbelievable.
Be good is her name, and I sing my lion song and brush my mane. She would, and she could, so she pulled my lion's tail and caused me pain. She said lions are made for cages, just to look at and delight. You dare not let them walk around, 'cause they might just bite. She knows what she does when she dances round my cage and says her name. Be good, be good. Be good is her name. I trim my lion's claws and I cut my mane, and I would if I could, but that woman treats me the same. She said lions are made for cages, just to look at and delight. Dare not let them walk around, 'cause they might just bite. Does she know what she does when she dances around my cage? Is her name. I trim my lion's claws and I cut my mane, and I would if I could, but be good treats me the same. She said just to look at and delight. You dare not let them walk around, 'cause they might just bite. Does she know what she does when she dances around my cage? She dances around my cage. Does she know? Does she know?
To suggest that Be Good by Gregory Porter is a favourite track on Jazz FM, I think would be an understatement. It was indeed Be Good, and my special guest with a very personal guide to New York City is Gregory Porter. We've looked at some bridges, we've been cycling in the early morning. Where do we go to eat?
There's a restaurant that whenever I have like a really special something to do, you know, tell some girl that, you know, I really like you. I will go to lunch or dinner at a Balthazar. It's when you step in, it's like, wow, is this New York? Is this France? Or is this a beautiful mix of the two? The food is amazing.
You going to tell us where it is, or are you going to keep it a secret?
Yeah, well, you'll have to find it yourself. Balthazar, you know. Yeah.
Unfair. And what is it you like about it? You were talking about that sort of eclectic mix.
Mm-hmm.
It is that you could go in, shut the door, and be in one of a number of different countries.
Yeah. Well, I like being transported when I'm having like a special evening. That place in particular transports you. You know, I love the fact that they put a wine bottle on your table and there's no label on it, and the only thing you care about is them pouring it and you putting it to your lips. It just tastes good. You don't ask any. It's just good. Another place that I like, that's been a special place to me, is in Brooklyn, and it's called Moto. It's on Broadway and Division in Brooklyn. It's right in between Williamsburg and Bushwick. This place, when you walk past it, you'll think, what is that? A transmission repair shop? What is it? Do they fix carburetors there? No, but as soon as you open the door, this rusty steel door, you walk in almost to a movie set, and it transports you. You could be somewhere underground, London cafe with little lanterns, lighting the room. It's just a little wedge-shaped room, and in the corner there'll be all these interesting music acts. It's a tiny place. There's no place for music to be, but they put music there. I used to play there, and I sang there with some great musicians. I used to play there with a guitarist and a bass player. There's room for like 20 people, and people used to say, why am I hearing you here? I was like, I play here because, first of all, the food is great, and the pay wasn't bad, and then they would feed you so much food that they dared the musicians to leave out of there without a huge belly and slightly wobbly from so much wine that they poured. But it's an experience when you go in. I mean, everything, the bathroom, the way it's designed, everything is not what it's supposed to be.
And what sort of food is it that makes one's belly so big?
Well, what's interesting is they're trying to do an eclectic mix. I would say they're probably starting from the French kitchen, but then there's a roasted a rib dish with herbes de Provence, but then there's just things on there that just what the fancy of the chef. And it's not a long, complicated menu. And there's always, 4 or 5 different wine choices, but it's all picked beautifully. They have 3 or 4 beers on tap, but, there'll be an American beer, a Belgian beer, and maybe a German beer. And everyone is perfect.
Robbie Vincent with Jazz Travels, Jazz and Travel. Our special guest, of course, Gregory Porter. He's taking us to Harlem in just a moment.
Imagine a place with breathtaking beaches, stunning landscapes as well as year-round sunshine. A place that offers you world-class international and local cuisine, luxury 5-star hotels, and some of the most prestigious golf courses in the world. That place is the Sultanate of Oman. Escape to a destination that is rich in heritage and culture and has been enjoyed by its visitors for thousands of years. Whether you choose to head to Muscat, Salalah or Masandam, you can be sure of the warmest of welcomes. So, whether you'd prefer to pamper yourself in a luxury spa, search for frankincense in the souks, or take a nighttime trip to see the nesting turtles on the shores of the Indian Ocean, you'll find all that and much more besides. With direct flights to the capital Muscat on the award-winning Oman Air, why not discover the beauty of Oman for yourself in 2013? To find out more about this stunning destination, go to omantourism.gov.om.
1, 2, 3. Oh, houseplant, my living room you do enchant. My Christmas tree, away it goes. The bubbles go right up my nose. Oh, houseplant, my living room you do enchant.
The whole of the UK is joining in. Christmas tree out, houseplant in. Discover your ideal Christmas tree replacement at thejoyofplants.co.uk.
If you fall asleep at the wheel, you'll put your life in danger, and the lives of others as well. Before you feel tired, pull off the road into a services or other safe area. Drink some strong coffee, and take a quick nap while the caffeine kicks in.
If you're having a nap, you've left your lights on, sir.
Right, cheers.
Think. Don't drive tired.
Hi, I'm Steve Ruby, and here at the 606 Club in Chelsea, 7 nights a week for over 30 years, we've been promoting the best live jazz, Latin, soul, groove and gospel, all of which can be found on our website, 606club.com, where you can hear samples of our artists, go to our online shop to download their music, and then go to our tutorial section. There you can access masterclasses from some of the finest performers on the scene and learn to play like your favourites. Check it out, 606club.com. We're more than just a club.
Jazz FM.
At Seat, we're spreading the word that the new Ibiza 1.4 85 PS Tocker with sat-nav, Bluetooth and alloy wheels can be yours from just $9,995. A whopping £2,705 saving. What say you, at Big Chris 77?
A Seat Ibiza. Both sensible and really good fun.
Talk about having your cake and eating it. Except it's not a cake, is it, Big Chris? It's a lovely car. Visit us today at seatoffers.co.uk. Worth talking about. Savings based on list price. T's and C's apply. Visit seatoffers.co.uk.
Jazz FM.
With the latest traffic and travel news when you need it, 7 days a week.
In Suffolk, the A140 is closed between Needham Market and Stonham Aspel because of the roadworks which are taking place. In London, the A316 running into town is closed off. That's on the eastbound carriageway at Hounslow Road because of an accident which is being recovered. A couple of local buses are being diverted. M4 around Bristol, looking very foggy at the moment. Visibility reduced, and a similar story for the M5 in Somerset. As you go between Weston-super-Mare and Exeter, it's looking very foggy there. In Leicestershire, the M6, it's also looking very foggy on the stretch between the Catthorpe interchange and Nuneaton. And South West Trains, their service is still suspended from Fareham to Woolston because of electrical supply problems. That's also affecting the Southern Line. The Metropolitan Line in London is suspended from Harrow on the Hill to Aldgate for engineering works which are taking place today. If you see a problem, call us on 0500 59 27 27.
Jazz FM. Listening colour.
Summer night in Harlem, man, it's really hot. Well, it's too hot to sleep, I'm too poor to eat. I don't care if I die or not. Winter night in Harlem, oh, radiator won't get hot. Well, the mean old landlord, he don't care if I freeze to death or not. Saturday night in Harlem, everything's alright. You can really swing and shake your pretty thing apart. donation, send the preacher to the Holy Land. Hey, hey, Lord, honey, don't give your money to that lying, cheating man. Saturday night in Harlem, hey, hey, everything ain't alright. You can really swing and shake your pretty thing apart. There's an outside. Sunday morning here in Harlem, now everybody's all dressed up. All the hip folks getting home from the party, and the good folks just got up. Our cricket delegation wants a donation to send the preacher to the Holy Land. Hey, hey, Lord, honey, don't give your money to that lying, cheating man. Hey, 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 yeah.
Bill Withers and Harlem, one of Gregory Porter's favourite artists. In my chat with Gregory Porter, we of course asked for some guidance, some help, and a tour of his hometown of New York. So I asked Gregory, where would we go in Harlem?
There's a church there that has made themselves, quite available to anybody who wants to visit. It's a church that's been in Harlem for in its current name and existence for 200 years, Abyssinian Baptist Church, and I was able to do the 200th anniversary with Wynton Marsalis. He wrote a mass in celebration of the 200th anniversary, and it's an extraordinary church, beautiful physically, but the spirit there is just welcoming to everybody around the church who wants to catch a little slice of the African American church experience. The music there is extraordinary. People who are great gospels singers want to go there just to be in that type of environment that has so much tradition. And they make themselves, they're open. They make themselves available to people who want to come and visit. There's that, and there's a place, a little jazz club. When I say little, this is little. It's the size of a brownstone apartment. It's called Bill's Place.
What part of New York is it in?
This is in Harlem.
Okay.
Yeah, this is in Harlem. The star of the show, every night he's open, is Bill Paxton, one of the master tenor saxophone players that was there, in the swinging days of Harlem, and who's there now and still holding the mantle of a great, great bebop jazz musician. And he's just fascinating even just to watch, the way he readies his reeds, the way he carries himself.
Taken us into Harlem, and on the album, the Harlem song really does fascinate me. And I know that you've said that, of course, you have to build in some imagination as a writer. And with that particular song, you did build in some of your own imagination. But Langston Hughes, listening to you saying he doesn't live here anymore, I thought, now this is somebody who's very important to Gregory Porter. Am I right?
Yeah. No, Langston Hughes is a poet and a word craftsman of the highest order in American poetry, and
a jazz poet.
Yeah, jazz poet, and his subject matter was, many times, oftentimes it was love, it was tragedy in American life. Much of it was about Harlem and Harlem life and music, and he has these blues poems.
Shall we read one? We'll read a little snatch of one of his poems just to get a flavour of his writings.
Great.
Droning a drowsy syncopated tune, rocking back and forth to a mellow croon, I heard the Negro play.
Down on Lenox Avenue the other night, by the pale, dull pallor on an old gas light, he did a lazy sway. He did a lay sway to the tune or those weary blues.
Out on my way to Harlem. Ellington, you don't live around here. He moved away one day, so they say, from Harlem. I can hear his echo still. Now, you can't keep me away from where I was born. Daddy's horn. Now, you can't keep me away from where I was born. I was baptized by the jazz man's horn. Oh, I found out on my way through Harlem. Langston Hughes, he don't live round here. He moved away one day from his way here in Harlem. I know that Marvin Gaye used to play right here. Somebody say you can't keep me away from where I was born. I was baptized by my daddy's horn.
On my way to Harlem from our very special guest on Jazz Travels, Gregory Porter, definitely one of our favourites of 2012. He's been telling us all about Harlem. Harlem is as famous as I think certainly anybody with any interest in music. Harlem is, really potentially exciting. The stories of Harlem are wonderful. Yeah. The art from Harlem is wonderful. The music from Harlem is... What do you think a newcomer, somebody who had never been there before, would think of Harlem?
Well, this is what I would say, because it's partly written because of my British friends, my German and Japanese friends who come to visit me, and when we go to Harlem, they expect to see Harlem culture just flowing from windows and running down the gutter and flying out of every drawer that's opened. And you have to actually look for it. You have to actually find it. You have to... Okay, where is Bill's Place? Where is St. Nick's Pub? Where is Showman's Jazz Club? Where is, Lennox Lounge? You have to really find it, because there's not those like it used to be. There's not that row of 15, 20 jazz clubs where Miles was playing next to, Buster Williams, next to, that's not happening anymore.
So then your advice to somebody visiting Harlem for the first time would be, remember, you have to look, you have to search.
Yeah, you have to look.
And you will find.
Yeah, and it's there. It's there. There's just not a row of it, and it's not just splashing out like it used to be. As far as like the culture of remembrance, the great jazz that's coming out of Harlem is still there, without question. I performed on 149th Street in St. Nicholas with the musicians that I'm here with today. I mean, we're getting some really nice reviews based on the music that we've put on record and from the live performances. But we've been doing that for a couple of years, right there in Harlem, 149th Street and St. Nicholas. And the price of admission was to purchase a beer. So that talent is still there.
Well, we know Gregory's excited about Harlem, but where else in the world would you take us, Gregory?
Two places that I want to talk about is they were calling it the Bavaria area, but it's just on the border from Germany and Austria. And this place is called Diersbach. It's a little small kind of farming community. And just a few minutes away from that is another little town called Schierding. And it's something out of a movie. When I say, I used to say, like that when they draw these pictures of like rolling hills, with like just 2 or 3 cows in the distance and a farmhouse and just green beauty, and that doesn't really exist. And then I drove to this area and I was like, golly, it really is. This really does exist. And so I go to this little restaurant I'm talking specifically about Diersbach, but then we go to Schierding in this little area, and for some reason the beer is just perfect and fresh and good, and the fish and the beer is just made locally just down the street, and the fish that's caught in the river that morning I had baked on a cedar plank with the garlic and butter and herbs. The best fish that I've ever had. And this is all this is taking place in this restaurant that's in the middle of a garden, that's right next to the river. And it's like, this is too much. This is too much beauty. So let's leave this place. Oh, by the way, on this farm that I was talking about, there's a jazz festival on this farm. It's a pig farm, but these are a special breed of pigs that are particularly clean and that like music. You think I'm joking? I went and sang to a group of pigs, and they listened intently, and they were like, wow, yeah. And they were like fighting to get close to me, and listen. And they were there listening with their ears up. But there's this beautiful...
Do people go as well as pigs?
Yes. There's like a cleared
people
out...
and pigs.
They clear out this barn, and they set up bleachers inside this barn, and about 1,000 people can fit in this barn. I was there. The first time I was there, I played with the great trombonist Frank Lacey, and it was a local band that was backing me. There's some clips of it on YouTube. It's called the Intone Festival, and amazing. And people come there. And okay, so unfortunately, they have to slaughter some of the animals. You know, these organically fed, happy jazz pigs. They have to slaughter some of them in order to feed the people coming to the festival. The beer, this is another beer company, is made down the road. There's an organic farm a little bit down the road, and all the vegetables come from there. And it's just like, this is craziness. So this delicious pork, fresh beer, organic vegetables, and jazz. Okay, I could stay and live there and be a jazz farmer.
In a moment, we'll be back, and Gregory's going to be telling us about Russia.
The swing era, with wonderful music, wonderful people, and lots of wonderful things. Sounding even better today, with Peppermint Candy
and Clips, keepers of the sound.
This week we'll be taking a look at an audio guide which celebrates the seedy side of London Soho. We're also going to be getting our 5 a day with some swing tracks inspired by fruit.
Peppermint Candy, Thursdays at 6 on Jazz FM. Powered by Klipsch. Make any room an arena with Klipsch G17 Air. Wireless music system, creating the live concert experience from any Apple device over Wi-Fi. Find out more at jazzfm.com.
In the 1930s, Dizzy Gillespie turned jazz on its head with daring solo improvisations. There will always be people who break the rules and change the game. At Mish Kondareya, we've worked closely with many entrepreneurs, developing innovative tools to help protect and accelerate their plans. Entrepreneurs. First, they need a good idea. Second, a good lawyer. Mish Kondareya. It's business, but it's personal.
Pizza Express is the home of live jazz and great food. There's the world-famous Pizza Express Jazz Club in Dean Street, Soho. There's the music venue called The Pheasantry in London's swanky Kings Road, Chelsea. Plus the fantastic music room in the Maidstone restaurant. To enjoy the amazing sound and atmosphere and find out why it's a musicians' and jazz fans' favourite, visit jazzfm.com to win tickets to a variety of Pizza Express jazz gigs around the UK. It's all with Jazz FM.
Jazz FM.
Good news! A Seat Me City car in SE trim with sat-nav, Bluetooth and alloy wheels can be yours from just $8,995, a saving of £650. At Child U98 is getting on with hers like a house on fire.
Can't believe how small the Seat Me is, and how easy it is to park. Managed to fit it into the tightest space.
Happy days, Child U98. May you and your me have a long and happy relationship together. Visit us today at seatoffers.co.uk. Worth talking about. Savings based on list price. T's and C's apply. Visit seatoffers.co.uk.
Jazz FM.
With the latest traffic and travel news when you need it, 7 days a week.
In Suffolk, the A140 has had to be closed for roadworks both ways between Needham Market and the junction with Earl Stonham. A316 going into London at Hanworth has one lane closed off to recover an accident at the junction with Hounslow Road. It was completely closed eastbound, but now just the one lane closed off. In Somerset, we've got some foggy driving conditions, I'm afraid, on the M5 as you go between Weston-super-Mare and Exeter. Also the M4 at Bristol, it's looking particularly foggy as you go between the junction with the M49 and Miskin. South West Trains, they've got their service suspended from Fareham to Woolston as electricity supply problems continue at Woolston Station. London Midland trains are also disrupted from Euston up to Northampton because of electrical supply problems, and the Metropolitan line in London is suspended between Harrow on the Hill and Aldgate for engineering works. If you see a problem, call us 0500 59 27 27.
Jazz FM. Listening colour.
When did you learn the rules of love's game? The holding of hands, the turning of pages of poems that we silently read. When did you learn? How did you find me? Did you pursue love just for love's sake? Or was it just something inside that you already knew? When did you learn something you said shortly after we met? It's just you and me. Oh, let's do what we do. How did you know just what it would be like? Changing your life, not like changing your mood. When did you learn the rules of love's game? They came and they saw you calling and singing out my name. When did you learn? You're walking and holding my hand in a crowd, out in the daylight, smiling at faces and ooh, feeling so proud. When did you learn? Something you said shortly after we met. It's just you and me. Oh, let's do what we do. How did you know just what it would be like? Changing your life, not like changing your mood. When did you learn the rules of love's game? They came and they saw you calling and singing out my name. When did you learn? You're walking and holding my hand in a crowd, out in the daylight, smiling at faces and ooh, feeling so proud. When did you learn? Tell me, when did you learn? When did you learn? Tell me, when did you learn? When did you learn?
When did you learn? From our special guest Gregory Porter, who's been taking us on a little mini trip around the world and looking at a couple of his favourite places.
So now let's go to, I think, one of the most fascinating countries that I've been in thus far in my travels. It has a reputation for some reasons that are valid and some that are just foolish. But Russia has been the most eye-opening and extraordinary place that I've been. First of all, the jazz fans there are real, and they love it, and they will come to the concerts for sure. I rarely play clubs in Russia, always concert halls, and big ones, and the varied ages and the appreciation. I mean, you know, the first time I sing my song, and the very first song, they're like, show us what you got. Let me see. We're investigating you. And then the second song, and you know, they're like, okay, we heard that. And then by the second or third song, bam, you got him. And this replicated itself over and over again. And by the end of the concert, it's like a soccer game, or you know, we call it football here.
Yep.
But it was like a football game. And they're just clapping. They don't want you to leave. They want 4 encores. And just beautiful appreciation and a pouring out of love. There's a stoicness that Russians have that we generally think about. But as soon as you make some human and personal connection, that stoicness is gone. They won't stop feeding you. They won't stop giving you something to drink, and won't stop loving you. It's been a beautiful, beautiful experience. in my travels in Russia.
We've been to Russia, we've been to the UK, we've been to Germany, stroke Austria.
Mm-hmm.
When you get back to Brooklyn,
Mm-hmm.
and you've cleared your head and you've got over any jet lag or you know you're back in New York, what will be the first New Yorkie thing you'll do?
Mm-hmm. I like going shopping at farmers markets. I've been cooking for quite some time. My brother owned a restaurant and coffee shop in my neighborhood, and I was a chef there for about 3 years. And that's some of the people who are now like my fans on Facebook
have eaten your food,
or that come to me they never knew that I was a musician and that I was a singer, and now that they're like, I ran into this guy on the internet and I heard his music, and he looks. These are some of the stories that I've been reading, and he looks like the guy that lives in my neighborhood. He wears the same hat as the guy that lives in my neighborhood. It can't be him, though, because that guy, he just make really good soup. So funny. And but yeah.
So what's this New Yorkie thing you're going to do then?
Oh, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get my vegetables. Then I'm gonna go to another market, and I might go to Chinatown and find my a nice whole fish and take it back to the house, and I'm gonna cook. And I do a lot of like small dinner parties for 5 or 6 friends, and that's the way to enjoy New York, is to get together and share your experiences. And I do that a lot, and it enriches my life, and it gives me sparks and ideas for my writing. And I bounce music off of my friends that come to my dinner parties, and sometimes they'll end up being, this person starts talking about poetry and photography, and then I'll like either read or sing some new thing that I'm working on. So it turns into this, synergic, artistic, I don't want to call it a salon, but maybe that's what it is.
Ibiza.